Abusia, myself for Francis Akwani. Francis Akwani, they are now. O my Ghana back on the OGB for short. Say, and any day, I did can't and I say, oh, hey, what aroma. I say, want to subscribe to your channel, my your subscription, yeah, say to me, calling him. OGB members across the globe, and I'm more now I'm on subscribe to your channel, MIA. And yeah, be trip Komubia, very, very important. And China, senior high school, and I say, SHS for Echo School, Ghana, boarding house for any day for. Now, I will for a soon is be Ghana. And Grano, I and Sakano to say, and Yama and Grosso. Say, Ghana by Grano also. Say, Ukraine, any Russia, and Yama Essi Wano, Ama Omano, Shintre, Kutai, E-Levy, to say, and Ya about na ye. Ya can't say be brave. OGB a non-political entity, and then we are going to take every political aspect be a war and then come to chemo. And then we want to have a civil conversation. A civil conversation. Among somebody, Ubia, we are Manasama a year. Now, OGB again, say, Amanasama Emfa Nyansa, Emfa Impuntu, Emfa Nimapama or Mino, and no OGB Emfa M44. Into Yama Yansa, and I may whatsoever. OGB is a non-political. It's a non-ethnic and a non-religious group. You follow for the sound you might be na your reasons your videos why you video the brain one mostly you and explain the entire young fire for your man. Now we want to narrow ourselves down to just political aspect, because you say Obampenia and Abaya this way what the BB by a friend of free SHS. OGB is not against it. And then I will for an answer to me for and I said my man and what to Munko there. OGB is always going to go for and Yama Etesa. Yenny, you know, Emma, Oma, Omuni be our Ghana. You know, Emma, and she say, and Kosu, and I say, I'm more bonny, and you may be Emma or minor, conform to Mimi, I walk into one cassa when Mr. Pressure that was so. Wunya call from Ghana. Sometimes one Cassadua will fall no one of your muscle. Now, that discussion, men can say, would you only guarantee? They be a Sabian and funny pound. It's your share, your friend is saying, I'm a friend who call free SHS, and I say high school, no, perspectives, and I was say, or more to talk, and somebody at school, no, it be highly outrageous. Then I come by better channel, me war, opening Cassibi, and now Wahima Cassibia was signed free Wahima group, and there are no enemy better come she's the person of Nana Hima, and that Ocean or Ewa Yakasa FDC, all the way down from United Kingdom, OGB. Yaya Santua or United Kingdom or no, and now or yet Tibrekas when I say or that OGB United Kingdom all the way down, and I motion in phone, and share I will bring her into the conversation. You and then as somebody ever can say, perspective, what's that? The school has to give this parents a break. Now, you never say is GS, Ghana Education Service for, and now the brain behind this outrageous and this mind-boggling. And this crazy, your friend is saying, perspective, see, and now say, a school for more, and now institutions, and no money, say, this is what they want to do. And then, yeah, but you boss and they are baby. Now, to make you a video in free, what I friends who follow my Ghana back via Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter. Yo, yeah, they come on, she says so. Ebusia, and Gray and Saka, and I say, this is an open secret. And Ghana, well, I will follow the brave soon. Ube no ade say free but akola na be ko school no na yes won ko to enema bi a wotwe na ho wonte ase producer wala if we have if we can have the first image na tfo ehu no exactly what we are calling for na say na be kan wasam yo we you screen so a won say ye de bibia to so ntende ye be pense mu ye be chere kasa no mu miensa de di kan no ye be hwe say ade we no your friend is saying GS for because I don't online and I may cite any Ghana web and I may cite this he said GS for Edin kind Eddie BB ever to was say one more your friends in schools and share and a woman any kind of outrageous perspectives to be Ghana Education Service including the Minister of Education or no who go Adam online and I say Ghana web that story we know but I'm going to go school no go through what is the opposite. Into as a business say Ghana. So open be beka someone. Omo beka asem no just for saying sake and answer omo beka for the cameras and answer omo beka for political gains and That is the first thing. Number two, say I will for a soon. Abraham go school say perspective say dem no. Ebi wa ewu nya so betuto. Na de ma e twa wo anti OGB na e pese ye react to we no ene say akodara e go school mu a on say wantimi atoto sa nyama nyina ye say ye ma na kwan e ma na e school mu. E no e na e bro adwen ene ntiase so. Kamera say Ghana e mra ho. Nanso e mra no ba opani no be kan na say ma no kwan na ne wodi ye friend say institution no a ya ka che no say menye we no be hwe no na de ye pese obeye no ene no ye at the end of the day awofo ene emofra no ena na ye gya om adwendwen ene ewiase ba bia ye den na say Ghana o mampani agyatum say ewiase ba bia ye den tie fa 11 mra ne fa mo ade a na ye bisa no say awofo na wote o man mu so no o man mo ye den emu nya den ma no na sisi ame no ka say Ghana ya toto ye friend say petrol mu na me sure say me be sound to lorry fam asa aka ho because nyame because wo Ghana ye tu petrol mu na ya to lorry fam aka ho sa ne ma we na ye ma ye na dwetwe ho ye first year me pesa me de na na ma ebe mu na na ma wada roma sa already me ba ho and I need you to say wo beto boss na wa cheche mu sa perspectives ya ye dia beto wa che say wo dwene ho a wontia se producer wada roma ye your perspectives no na abra me bisa na ye ma kwashi yansa na wo no abemu now as em bisa me bisa ne say ade ya ye de ni every no mentiasi o se muso UK buchimem na yenim se UK no me fa se Ghana o le ba ho ye ka se economy masters wo na wo mu ne ma bebre wo ye Ghana ye follow in terms of educational system no se the structure the city enti wo we no ase bu se di kan se abofra be ko high school wo UK sa na ti anana se enti sa kire mu UK from the UK perspective the enti enti sa wada roma kina na ma me jadi aka na ma na watu bo ase cheche mu
de adwumaso aba mo kasa ewom enti mefa so na mama obi bia akwa aba so if you just tune in subscribe send your kind no na free onua na like so send e be videos no new ones ba obetumi ehu no yo back to your question no em say me de brofo ni twi ni be fra mo fa nche me UK dear,
enya
send the engine no uba edu year 6 and as a class 6 I be kan Ghana na no control ni so hwe no bia wako school ho na wako choose uko bibi cry for any school visits enti utumi ko schools bed say ahodo bed say 5 or 6 depending on how den a obetumi aye usually omo friend no parents evening enti ansana akwa na kra no beko school no say school we na me ko SHS and secondary school we na me ko na akra na kwa visit school ho momuni school fo ni bi and teacher for no I interaction or much no courses e wo ho nom near the makoto around nti e ma kwa no kwanya interest once on be sad na kwa to me nya awofo no to me sigina say oh saa baby say di mpese me ba oba no besua ade o ho na say baby say no me ba besua ade o ho no ma me pe na most of the time ekroha no secondary school no boarding house and sheda any and just say binia but most people no omukọ the friends say day students omukọ no maba na ekroma po de obeka say the obehia course akwakoye no what you see course most of the books no are buying and be providing most of the books amount unless say baako mmienu bi wɔ hɔnom a wankasa wobɛtɔ a eti me whole prospectus so na kyerɛ sɛ me ankasa me ho adwiri me ankasa because ekurom a prospectus biara ɛni ha a ɔka sɛ me buy because school nti me kɔ akɔtɔ na some of the list na ɛyɛ bobɔɔ so no ebi duster ebi crocodile matchet na mama kae me nana ekura ase koraa because yesu ana yɛkɔ me nana ekura ase ada yɛkɔ akɔdɔ wɔ school hɔnom anaa mobeka se abrochire mode amoti abrochire nti we ekrom ha no se bi nkra no omo no akwa ni ko school ni purpose of the ko school ni se okwa kosua ade mobeka se adọ ni sa no manema nyina skills a o se opeke yes ehun hia but eno nka prospectus ho asa akwala na ama enya se sekan any duster, any ebi crampo no sealing brush, any other they say wa ma osoma akwala na ma school. Na enu no sa nyoma na how is that thing going to kind of promote akwala na this year? Because I know you asem sebe. It's me ba you keep me. Me who say kra ko school. Me who say ya ma obi prospectus. Me who ya no kra me who adwiri me. Se kan no ne that de na form that star ne sa no man e binim e kroma de je sa no man no. Enyum tie se ye sua ade a. Nya ade a e beboa because uko schools, most schools no me sure se Ghana school and maybe school I make all Ghana no. Now your cleaners and I did go but say na yankasa we helped with some of the cleaning no. And but and then let's say that who I know then what I know who be. If you want the kids to learn I think that should be the main focus because I don't know, baby, and common question. Episode so many awful be aiding common. What was very interesting was the fact say Nipano Koje in prospectus, no. Say a name
Wait,
quade, and
Ghana
I
some
said,
okay, right? Nana,
I can't seven American. Many awful be
okay.
aiding common. Because I will fully be brave, so awful because semi come my way, your money will be a Ghana. Ain't ɛna awofo no bi nso wɔ Ghana na awofo mmiɛnsa bi a me ne ɔmo di nkɔmmɔ ansa na yɛbɛyɛ program yi ɔmo kɔgye ɔmo prospectus no the parent ne had about 36 hours baako wɔ 48 hours ɔsɛ ɔde gada nneɛma no nyinaa ɛna yɛatwerɛ mu nso so sɛ nneɛma no sɛ woannya ne nyinaa mɛba na na
Okay.
ɔsɛ nti
But Nana, but you know what, mommy? We're going to come there. So, therefore, and then come on, you know, look, we are not here to bastardize anybody. Neither are we here to make anybody unpopular. I just want to clarify that part, you know. Senator, I said we are here to make or do a civil defense and conversation and also educate people on all these things. Who tell na hima sama or kainwa or say UK no mostly schools no any boarding school, a day school. Yes, and so that is you can make an argument on that tangent, you know. But as someone can get here from country to me say Sekanwa or Akrano Edicon. Now, no, I want us to delve right in deep on and the other woman, Mako. You be about our phone, Musu, eso. Because I know that any program to see. So now, phone what else no dia and Kabia, it doesn't be okay. Because I'm many people are well to do. Ghana and here for those a chance for. And then who can be for hours and we'll come there as well. Now, the many person be say, Sekanya Sama Kayano, a UK one ye be out. One more nobody brought for by no. Ye will be our PAD, Adom, and now say you Adom school, UK one, and as a Brutina Tiano, will be intimate. What do I see when they were a professional? No kind of prophet, I can say, Wida. When I told you my group, it did not watch you. Mamma Minka will be professional Wida. So, you're professional, you're man professional. Meaning, some would say, you're going to a mo, a mower, and no nobody mo, your friends, those things, you know. And yeah, the and the maybe something I say, yeah, got perspective producer, please, if you can put the distance on the screen. Yeah, what perspective, like I said, now we are actually time limit over the map, I will follow. Yo, a tearful, now I'm a question that me besides the same, say, me share perspective, now was screen, so, my home people say, brand new crocodile machete. Okay, well sharpened. The other one is a buffalo. They say one gas who got us again. Was uncle, Nakosika, a cow. Ghana, your friend say, scrubbing brush. One, your friend say, 20 meters nylon dry line. Dry line, it's for a huma, ye hataniama elso. Until when I sing Fanko, me to us. One mop and one mop bucket. A mop, idea, ye a perform. And then yes, a silly brush, and just say, brush, yeah, a silly brush. And also then, 1 liter of what? Chlorine, akasha, almost like akasha. Wait, as well, you clean kids and me. As a bizarre, maybe some say, I can't go back school more. I be seriously, you see, you just can't And I say your friend is saying scrubbing brush no name your friend is saying dry rope no we know. 700 say school no will be 700 no. It's 700 you know. Are you going to use all of it? Then I am when Mr. Now person the producer that was for the win for you know. Now I want to bring you on board. I say maybe some any man does but any man be boss way. My bobo crocodile matchet. Yes, yes, some go shopping and also encounter. You go see. They no say another cost for the people. We are. Then you have the cost. And then sealing brush. Your first dry rope. Homa it's in Korea 1,000 and 500. Let me put it that way. School no far population of 500. It's Sankola 500. Ebia and second Marco 500. As I say, a dear near a teacher phone and a pay in a school. What are they going to use this for? What are Bremo?
Sebi Accra Oko School now say on for crocodile market embra. Na me fan say example lama is a nipa 500 school ni population near 500. 500 market no more dey here. Sebi say as part of baby pun school omo betina no ko so bedo do ho anase school bu hopo na bedo do ho. I think say it shouldn't be the focus. Say 700 markets no, and answer 500 markets no. They na more there, and I say mentias, bro mentias so because I know can unless say now no, maybe I'm a great student because me say be na ebi mu esua agriculture and then they will do a bit of weeding and whatever which might need some of these
There be
gadgets,
ready, Obi,
of which I
yes,
even have
Obi,
a problem with. Yeah, of which I even
yes,
have a
Obi,
problem with. Exactly. It is even if it's a subject, well, the school should be able to provide the resources for whatever subject they kind of going to train the children in. Now, because Obia for second no, omo quiet day. Media me wan cry drying line no. So Obia de na homa ever be since omo dormitory is there. And they said how is it going to be practical? Say be akwani ko see ade na ode na homa akosen owi a na we yi anasede. We not
I don't
being
know.
kind of enya realistic in my opinion no enya realistic. Eti for mo fan che me say me de brofo no efra me try na master wo twi ni mu.
Anyare.
Eti me mo de me who say it's about time. I don't know who we should blame with because GS issue say schools and making sure say among prospectors be here who here ember. But to tell every single kid say drying line embra. To tell every kid say scrubbing brush embra. To tell every kid say we even if so but why should it's part of the way they training now. It be a whole no if you a room, but we here, if you are one dormitory and I say one hostel, no, they might need a small amount, which I think the school or should be able to provide because Omunya grants should be able to provide the basic in Yaman. When you are dear or say a day, a burden for to the extent say when ya over. But the question I ask myself is Sam Yomano, how is that going to contribute to the academic completion and I say across attainment of Abinya? That is where me have a big issue with. Sanyo mano sa kwana enya ebe mo akwana di sua no ebe say ebe tie akofo ma na say entuma ne through the potential, the highest potential, which is not actually. It's just say it's about time. I don't know whether it's the schools because many prospectors, bear from 3 different schools. Now, Oshema, there's a trend. There's a trend. Maybe we could say crocodile market, MC school, most schools, just a kind. Almost dry lines. Say, there's even some basic things that maybe folks say. Oh yeah, maybe it's say personal belongings no ne underwears na ya de no. And also so obi go school ye trust over school afa sapobra. Over school afa samana bra. Na one for samana ma be there adware. So these are some of the things na ehun here. Journalists na tin. So we screen so And you see, two white round neck t-shirts, black underwear. It's you list it amount.
And also
Every
free. And also
ɛho
free.
hia sɛ akwara no ɔbɛhyɛ green o sɛ ɔbɛhyɛ yellow o ɛwɔ sɛbi n'ataare ase a ɛhɔ no ɛboa
Hey,
adesua no
that's
anaasɛ
Ghana.
ɛboa wokae a ma mentwe wo nkɔ akyire kakra sometimes no wokae sɛ nkyɛ bia na school bi membɔ school ni din just because akora bi aba a ɔyɛ rastafarian ɔyɛ rastafarian because of that
Yeah,
yɛsɛ ɛma akwaraa no
yeah, make I
ɛmɛ
buy.
ɛmɛ ɛmɛ adeɛ. And the question I ask myself say, how is that going to affect Akwarana this year? So it's about time. Ghana de yesua de pa. And say yesua de a nneɛma na ɛyɛ no yɛnsua nkɔ na nneɛma na ɛmo a yɛnyi mfiri mu. Because our perspectives see many parents because I just before this program. Parents they say for 2 days not on die. One, the financial
Oh.
constraints. Two, the mental health constraint because when you enough time, only 36 hours for a single parent to produce all these things. And yes, and your money be all poor, say Ghana, so and this say Obama oh call more being a when you be beer or any one stop shop. Okoto adipo so okoto mati anado koma ebi a seamstress be no pound mount. Oji the 2 days and not 3 days, express money. And see, it's so unnecessary. It's so unnecessary. It puts kind of too much pressure on parents. And this is some of the things we need to start addressing them. We need to start addressing them. You see, school for a year, meaning if it's a school administration, and they're looking into this. Now, Sebi, about this, my free SHS. There are certain things that obey to me a question to provide the school with those kind of resources. Beauty say cleaning materials, akasha. Oh, around akasha no or they go ahead. Or the you sebi maybe how is that related to Akrana this year? Because Akrana ko boarding house the main purpose ni say you pesa Akrano for academic excellence. The women some pick up skills. But some of those skills is also kind of part of their curriculum. If they want them to learn specific trade, then obviously they channel the energy to those areas. If not, me mom dear, it's just too much. Because UK, I say, even Ushema, some of the prospectors, for Kwarana, we day students, and obviously some of these things come on board as well. Me who say Akolabi wo UK, I say, so go school, nan granted and the con, and as a cranny go school, or say me prefer cleaning products be, because me go school, me de aqua cleaning, and see that. Now, because I don't know, because Ewiase will come to an end. It's not because how
Yeah.
is that going to contribute to the academic excellence or academic progression of Akalano? That is a question we need to put to our educational leaders in our institutions
Okay.
because I can see clearly, this is my legend though, I can see said that there's some connections because Mehu are at least three prospectors and you can see clearly said it's quite similar, it turns along the same areas. So
Okay.
that is something say school for no. Omo share na omo ema awofo ehun to omo kakra.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much. You for send me in kakano oh my Ghana channels any na I send me kase yeah churches when we are having a civil conversation. A civil conversation on this. Uti asma na hema ka say UK ho. Yes. Mostly day students board in maybe kakra bi. Arguably, many America. Meaning say America will call military or more perspective. Perspectives. Sorry. And kwala no be it me awofo no nyame bi wo obubehia but it's not as outrageous as this. And omo no compulsory and as a mandatory because Ghana na kwese Sunday na na hima kese awofo pressure wo de ama no. Hey, ade say free SHS. Free means free. Well, the Ghana by where the best and come as a Ghana and penny for the can send me na ya dream no media this is what okay I mean I stand to be corrected I said well this institution obudin kind Ekoye omo secret meeting. Omo we are. Omo say aba no make okay kura no a na we no ba. And then when they come up with those things now, awofo no e dey esu no, and I say people are crying, you know. And then the authorities seem to turn a deaf ear. But we a headmaster, we a teacher, also we a parent. Imagine say ya wo any baby sa ediwa into kabelde. If it's supposed to be you, mommy away bojoboja. Power penny or no or what you be near medicine so. Not the back, you see, I bind the idea for the free as about. Now I'll quite a name at this. Abaye, na ye control and say, look, and you better say no, it make policy no highly unpopular. Now what I'm saying, Obama, the opponent of this policy, no, and now. And this is one of the reasons Ghana, so Oman Penny be announced by any kind of policy, even if he has a positive a year or more. Now, yes, I know you say at the end of the day, free SHS, benefit anybody be our Ghana. I mean, there's me, I'm tell you personally, if you ask me, sir, is free SHS good by policy or bad policy? Judging from what I know from Ghana, saying yeah for those it's a good thing. So mine, you're too good, you're too diamond. Next time, school free. What is wrong with that? Nipa all your argument is said, Tanya Mano, and your way, media. I'm sorry. It be a sign a well-to-do person. Masa, and such in any po. Men say, me fingers here, me show was queens, you know, and your pet. They be a watching be. It is a woman. We must work on chronomic man or bank or private school, Masa. What if I don't call? But sometimes we argument now, Jenny Obia or no so, only be. And yes, I will for pressure. Yes, I will for so I will for be reach out. This is what broke the comments back a man to ASA program at TCN. It be a soon. Now me I know me were and for me no mokoya. Ya mo school mukura because of you so go through normal a teacher for no. Omo ba say on be inspection. House masters no. Na omo hwe. Na te say nyema bi when say when and ye masa akrakra ye mani wura mu. Na sama na hima ebisa ide say abofra no ba say addition of this, what does that got to do with sikan or whatever? What does that got to do with ceiling brushing? Say cleanliness na yaka wasama. You bet much than eufie. A school you see name of the air what and then no technology, you can even watch all these things on your friend saying social media and I say, ubet makobe online. How to clean, how to do all those things, you know. I'm for a bit my those things. And to where the best. You know, I just one thing and some person can myself. I mean, them say way highly controversial and it's a very sensitive. Now, all because we are non-religious. And they say they are anti-religion and religious. No. Yentia will be our question. Yentia will be our year Kremuni. Yentia will be our year traditionalist. Yentia will be our onion yakupuni. Yeno, our core value is a unity. Unity just say a kind of wobble. And found any a small woman and found when we believe, we still believe say when it comes to the nation development here, we have to forget about sorry abeko inti anase e ko bia be mte say tmeti yentem. My woman said perspectives, and I know say we producer bit me aboy kakra when he put this thing on the screen. Yeah, the Holy Bible be Eddie Abishim Hobaby. Na me real one say Quran enim. My own Hare Krishna for Eddie. Ye bisa say Ghana a Christopher one was yes I dem mona. And never were yana agent in show. Eba. Now again, we are not trying to incite any kind of religious conflict. No, no. But you will say GS4 say ebetima sisa and kebabwa. Say kebeye ba mo de Bible asem de. Wo ka che nipa mo nya ne say enipa no believe bia wo bia no. E bia betim dia ba. Say Ghana if that is acceptable, that is okay. Because in say Ghana, ye makwame ye nema bebre. We are not against obi ko worship in Yankopon. We are not against say obi ko tino na ma wada. And also what you say say abrocheni ya wani maybe atisa ho say obi call your friends in school e was all those things na minimum say I dey wabli minimum say nkrofo yes way in obi here me fan say MP now yes way in one ye ma also in based on the belief the faith obi or be a Bible not the status so obi a Quran not the status so that and the member politicians now or more anasa manofo no interpret and yamatesa as a say is it necessary say about fra en school e was say this hard na ebe mu bia na wada ma eno so uchi mu say
That was it. UK has said no. One say schools be or religious schools, and it be or state schools. And I said, "Hana kana bara say bara be school. Na bibi bara school la. sometimes they have religious education and uko schools they have all sort of religious books. Or her school they provided, and as a barano, a bino they provided through the minimum US can province or said Mubudia with a friend higher no barano and as a provide those kind of religious books, Quran, Bible, or whatever, unless say a religious school. Now, even now, for no religious schools, Nippon, visa or baby says school as a Church of England. Obekono, ebi ana Bible ho. But yeah, can't say for any religious book will be abra because you can have crambo dear religion does cry too much. Obia on it dear. Ain't de ban why there na yensua. Ain't say school be in anim eka say yemfa Bible mra. Not to say there na mo pa kire no. Say obi enkai Bible la nipa no to me ma school ho bi ma na. And as on the that person is not welcome in the school. Enti offset Ghana so yin nyina nim se Ghana de anye bia no ye wo ye nananom abosom mu traditionalist omu egu nsa ene nananom
Yeah.
nsamafo ne abosonom esom abosom ye wo ye nuanom a omo so ekọ asori edukwesi ade omo kọ asori ahodo bebre omo wo memendafo de o kwesi adafo de o ene wo ye nuanom so a omo so ye muslimifoɔ omo so nkramosom na omo som. Nti sɛ bia meti ona mekɔ Ahmadiyya for school dia. Na je sɛ na Ahmadiyya menim sɛ meko kan Quran wɔ hɔ. Na even Quran yanka ekroma na yanka nkyɛ me sɛ mememfa Quran ne mra bɛkɔ na school no because wokɔ no a religious school enkramofo school. So bɛkɔ no na bi wɔ hɔ dada. Ɛno mpo no ɛnyɛ ɔhyɛ so. And also, what decided say, oh, call a religious school, maybe a Presbyterian school, be Methodist school, be Catholic school, be Anglican school, be and also back on na books, or honor that because they will have something like a church and a parish, and I say bibisa a school, or usually the religious school, and no, you keep those areas, then you go and as a worship place, then you go and access those books. But any compulsory, any ɔhyɛ so say Uber school for really a Bible bra ya label no say Bible and say Quran. Enti say obi nkan saa book na na say oni saa gidi animo a ontumi ma na. Say nkomo de to hopo say for religious book example Bible Quran educational books bar then you need say you are being more diversified say you are accommodating everybody. Now say school now some of the what was interesting is say prospectus now me who none of them were religious schools. Ebi a state school, it was say a krobi na aboni state school na de aba. Is e dan na kromu mu a. Me fan say mampon secondary school, ameni ampon secondary school. Then secondary school. Adentina. Yetumi ka say for Bible bra. E di kro no obi no nyamesom na osoma na. Enti sa. It is a yeah, for your religious book, bruh. And yes, no school no should provide those religious books, make them available, and Kraneba, not say if they are interested in those areas, then they go and use that books. And yes, also now Kranaba, not say sending to media or more books of interest they can, then they can bring whatever they want to bring. I personally think say we are imposing some religion and I say man looking says some religion be and who here as in religion be which to me is another conversation we can have on a separate side. It can bring a huge conversation under it. But who to me in country will be say for Bible bra. Me I meet me no say me Bible. Mention Bible. But o me ba e school na say school no me say me ba no me pese obekan Bible na me I say me na konkramofo school dia me say dey konkramofo school no oko na even UK akrampo na kra na ko religious school no so pese on kan a enye by force enye nhye
Yeah. Okay.
me
Yes, now, if I told maybe it's a final question, whatever. Sorry, I didn't try to catch you off. we want to wrap it up, and then we'll move on to another discussion. And the maybe
Okay.
say no. What do you think? Yeah, who say? Your friend is saying GES4, GES4. One one eating can say parents no, no institutions no, area schools no. Among say, need those things. Yes, Ghana is a part of our your friend saying system. Say institutions. The answer is yes. This has gone on since Adam. Because me, can say, me call high school, I went through the same process. But as a person said, and never said, in the end, me, and to say, no, this responsibility, it falls on who? So this is the first question. And for on who? And then number two, finally, what do you think should be the best way? You bet me, and you navigated through this, and awofo enya this burden na tinama e de ahoto e de abra obi a we ayasemusa me de ebetwa to wada ronti wrap up my abra ayasemusa we no timi ye man. Thank you.
Yeah, Miss Aqua, I think say, sometimes it's very easy for us to point fingers and say it's a real responsibility. At the end of the day, you will say and chair before say schools ever be GES ever out ever making declarations that schools and momu and for prospectus be ever. That statement no be mine, GES ever, meaning it is very questionable. So Obekai, just to put it out there on record, say GSIAT so far the day no school for schools no and the decide. In my opinion, it lands on the head of the Ministry of Education. Ministry of Education. There should be a standardized way now for them to make it work. Me mom dear, where three, and four three, and I said three different group and some coming together for this thing to work. One, a GES. Two, we need a representative for parents, And three, a teacher for ankasa. Set GS, and I'm talking about the GS or more mutual hospitals, name, whatever, no, I did my schools. Or more brought together because there's difference between say, okay, the what, this is what needs to be done. But the most important thing is how is it going to be done? How are we going to make sure say we are going to deliver this to the letter and make sure say whatever we said, the what not has been accomplished. And for me, they need to do this three-way strike code. You better do a survey, get samples of teachers, samples of parents from across the country, and that and the GS will come in because right now it's free SHS. If it's free SHS, there's some basic in Yamabi Abayano needs to provide. And that is where we will need the Ministry of Education to come in. Not the funds now are moving easy to the schools. They need to get some of the funds to cater for some of the Nyamana. And apart from say, providing education, and you may be one colano, and you might be distracting Koran education, i.e., Asone matches, they need to release those some of the funds to cater for it. So we need to get parents involved. Now, parents, almost how say obi konya the blood pressure. A man within some few days now say we could offer. And these are the things. These are the silent killers we don't even give attention to. So we need to bring parents on board and let parents in what they can do, even though it's free, but what they can afford and to make everybody comfortable. Because what we don't want to see a burden parents and not just the burden, even the time frame is totally wrong. And all these things needs to be discussed. Meaning say school be our PTA, but this is kind of a national agenda also yenya enkofo to represent these kind of in order for this decision to be personal. All these people needs to come on a national front. Now you discuss it to make sure say parents have been listened to, parents have got inputs into it, and Ministry of Education has got inputs into it, and we've got the schools itself also have got inputs into it. For them, say no man and contributing anything to do with the academic achievements, free. Sikaniba, in as much as they provide the funds, provides resources and tools for the kids, i.e. books, reagents or chemicals for them to learn, they still need to channel some of the resources to cater for any man a distraction. Ya bobo so bebre no. Not parents and house yenti na through that no three-way call no. Ebi I bet you me akọ baby. Esa ebe kasa. Come next year, the same thing is going to happen. We are just saying, yeah, time. No, the same thing that happened. Our parents were stressed 10 years, 50 years, 20 years down the line. How comes it the same thing? No, yeah, to me, answers. The same thing, not it means the same thing is repeating. It's a vicious cycle, but we're not doing anything to change for the better. And I think it's about time, and the time is now for us to start talking about it, not just talking, but implementing this and pushing those buttons. Ministry of Education, Minister, no, why under your administration, no, try and do something. Minister, so what's it try and do something. Channel your people. Talk to schools, get parents involved, get these stress out of the way so that and chronicle school almost they will get the sound mind because a chronicle school not if you na all because when you're a crocodile match at uncle school. Does that mean that chronic should be denied of their education? Of course not. Now, chronic school now say I didn't know so and also is another conversation. And chronic is being stressed because only drying line. It's just ridiculous. And so it's about time. No disrespect to anybody. But sometimes we need to hit it hard. It's about time. And your mama a boy no. Yan to uncle so na boy. And your mama enya no. Ye gigi fra kwam because dudore run and woni mfa so. Ye petitive say ye be boy en kra no. Na Ghana yen focusing on more practical nyama because bukulongo no sometimes cry and also edosu. Medamas. Medase.
Okay. Nana Hima, you are all the way down from United Kingdom. Hima Bakope, yeah, or that yentem. Send you see Casano. I know for certain say or also watch that their pain. No so much that their pain. In some boy I can and yes, you know the can. We know exactly what we are talking about. The ama and some way they buy too many and say a teacher for me be out from Ghana recently. No, they don't want to come out because when themselves can and the assembly. Your PTA and so awofo amuti ana sam hwe baby bia wo sabe kan mko PTA no a mon voice out awofo no ina mon kamo enkasa wo de wo ye well to do ti wo ye okay na de ma na ya bravo ne se wonim me scenario bi a me creative was story ba kwa mate de omo yira awofo no afa koduru baby no enye ma ne bi atese mattress omo se no de aban de aba enti na kama se schools no ankasa institutions no ankasa ena wo se mpanifo e de omo twomani ahwe wo Ghana we are near Granny said, a no air title institution. So the institutions to work. Ebusia, we institution, you work for the state. You don't work for yourself. And you are not doing it for your own self. School no headmaster woman. Say no headmaster forever. If the mini church one me is institutions, they say you won't say you narrow baby down. The arrow is pointing towards you. Because the Minister of Education can say, Mon shall a man for baby say, ma. Even though you have the mandate or the power to do those things, more reasonable. Reason with the parent. School dynamo is one. All the teachers, all the facilities and everything. The most important and the key element are what all this educational structure in an abofrana obe school. Without abofrano, teacher ni wuni ejuma. Without abofrano, bibi piano a person was school enye yi. And to say a baby a the most important or the key element a what school and as institution what they are. Ebusia na de can say more institution more so more to manyama eyi. Na ye bomudin no mo ye dipa. Awofo esu a e wo se mutie awofo ni so. Meet the parent halfway. And nyama ni bi wo enwu hia. Na enwu hia no de yes, no one is arguing with say yem for be sa ema. Ebusia ye enan komotwehwe na ebesia. Na no ye ma ye beda wase. Ene na me ka wo say dwumadi a omoso ye fa say dwumako a omoso yasene wo na dwumadi edi ho Ghana Pan-Africantes. Ghana Pan-Africantes. Ubetma akwo website no wo www.ghanapanafricantes. Eho ubenya entade bebre whether ya sama ya ebebe no ekwan bia so ubenya sama eniema ewo ho. Even say wo doll kra na pese to be dey ya wo ye screen ya na say video enchen ya ye wo mark de wo bibia Ghana shares de da ho OGB so shares de da ho Ghana Pan African Teas enema wo simply affordable ebusua na de nkomo twetwe na ebesia bosom for Francis Akwa be na me di dwuma de ho akyia me any pie be san ahyia bi until we meet again no kwa website ewo www.omayghanabakuma.org www.omayghanabakuma.org call a hana call register OGB ye was we are seeking to unite all Ghanaians both home and abroad say bit wa kaya mo bo and never to say no ebusua say bi okwasia de say ye de ne nua ye ne me ye nyere kan wo ma this can stop na somebody about say give parents break ye de besia any part be san atwose bi o sabre die odoma kuma no wo hia mo ye no madinkra bye bye Mama,